Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a general love reading for the collective. Not all of the messages that come through in this reading may apply to everyone watching today. So please only take in from this reading what speaks to your soul and what resonates for you and for your situation. And release the rest to the universe. So let's see what message is coming through for the collective today, please. What do we need to hear? What is happening? What do we need to know? I know I'm very stubborn and I need to change that. Well, probably so. At least your person is admitting that they need to change that. So for you guys watching the reading, was your person very stubborn when the two of you were spending time together? Did they admit their faults? Did they ever apologize? Did they ever say that they did something wrong? Or did they just make excuses for their actions and behaviors that were so hurtful to you? But what is important about this card, I know I'm very stubborn. This tells us your person can see that this is a fault that is within them, as is their pride and their ego and their selfishness. And these are the things that are going to be removed and gone from your person as they come back to you, because they're saying they need to change that. And I feel that for most of you, for all of you watching this reading, your person is working at getting rid of this stubbornness, because they are definitely having a healthy serving of humble pie at the moment. Because when they return to you, there's going to be a humility in them. There's going to be a selflessness in them. There's going to be a realness in them, because they want to do what is necessary to rebuild this relationship. And this tells you that this stubbornness is going to be gone. This tells us that their pride and their ego is going to be gone as well. And they are going to admit their faults. They are going to apologize to you for all of the times that they were stubborn, that they hurt your feelings, that they broke your heart and said cruel words to you and everything else as they return. Because when they return, they will definitely be in a much more humbled place than the person who brought all of this chaos, drama, and confusion into your life. That's for sure. But let's see what else we need to know. My self-sabotage hurt us both. Well, self-sabotage is going to hurt a relationship, and it will end up hurting both of you, no matter who is the one that creates the self-sabotage. And why do people create self-sabotage? Well, first of all, they don't feel worthy. They don't feel good enough. They don't feel lovable. And they believe somehow that anybody that they get involved with is going to crush them, is going to hurt them, is going to abandon them, is going to run from them. And so what they do is they make sure that they do it first, because that shoe is going to drop, or they fear that shoe is going to drop. And so rather than have it drop on them, they will drop the boot first and kick it all the way down the street to make sure that this connection was sabotaged. And that happens because of their fears and their insecurities and their illusions that they have been playing over and over in their head. It's like this narrative. It's like this song. It's the soundtrack playing in their head, so to speak, that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy, that they're not lovable. And perhaps this is something that your person has carried with them for a very long time. So they sabotage not only this connection with you, but other things in their lives as well. Perhaps they've sabotaged a job. Perhaps they've sabotaged getting a promotion, because something within them has told them that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy. And so rather than run the risk of rejection or getting their feelings hurt, they will just sabotage something and then just move on with their life. But this is a very sad situation. Your person needing to work through this stuff, but they acknowledge that there's a problem, and being able to admit it, that is 50% of the solution right there. This tells us that they are working on themselves and getting rid of these self-sabotaging behaviors. And they want to apologize when they return for hurting you, for being stubborn, for being selfish, because of their pride and ego and everything else that caused them to sabotage this relationship. I hurt the one person that I love more than anyone, and I'm sorry. And I do feel that this will result in an in-person, heartfelt apology from your person. And they are going to ask you to forgive them. They're going to explain everything to you. They'll tell you why they sabotaged this relationship. They will give you the full-on gory details of things from their past that you may not know, because they've kept it hidden. They've kept those things locked down because they were afraid perhaps that you would not like them, that you would judge them, or that you would not feel that They were good enough for you. But these, again, are the things that your person needs to work through. And they do know that you are the one person that they have loved more than anyone ever in their entire lives. And this tells us that they're acknowledging that they hurt you. Being able to admit this to you really tells us something. It tells us that they're releasing their stubbornness, their pride, and their ego, to admit their faults, to tell you when they were wrong, to admit the mistakes that they made. And this is going to be the person that is returning to you to rebuild this relationship. But let's see what else we need to hear for this reading. What else is coming through, please? I could never get over losing you. Well, then they need to do something about it. Your person knows they need to do something about it. They don't want to lose you, just like you don't want to lose them. You guys watching the reading, they couldn't get over losing you either, just like you are having a hard time letting them go. This is basically telling you that your person can't let you go, and they don't want to let you go, and they do not intend to let you go or let go of this relationship. They want to do what is necessary. They want to fight the good fight. They want to show back up for you and show you how they have changed, how they're no longer stubborn, how they're no longer prideful, how they're no longer in that place of their ego, but in the place of truth and authenticity. Someone who's raw, because someone who's truthful is going to be able to apologize to you for the things that they did wrong and for the mistakes that they made, for bringing their chaos into your life, for creating so much unnecessary drama in this connection that really didn't need to be there, but they did it because they were sabotaging the relationship. Did they know that they were going to sabotage it from the very beginning? Perhaps for some of you they did. But I don't feel that for all of you that was the case. It's just that when they felt that love expanding and growing and glowing in their heart center, they felt that something big was happening, and they couldn't run the risk of having themselves crushed or having their heart crushed under the weight of all of that. And so they sabotaged the relationship then. But they can't get over losing you. They don't want to let you go, and they certainly don't want to let go of this relationship. Perhaps they've tried to let this go, but it doesn't work for them because something is holding it in place. Something is holding the two of you in place in this holding pattern with each other, because your souls are trying to come together to bring you to this place of reconciliation so you can get moving forward with this partnership, this love destiny with each other. But let's see, what else do we need to hear, please? I'm yearning for you. Well, they're definitely longing for you. Your person does miss you. Just because they're silent right now and then they're in this place of no contact, it does not indicate that they've forgotten you or that they do not miss you, because they do. They are working through their stuff. They are using this time to their advantage and to the advantage for you and for this relationship as well, because these things are what they need to work through. They've got to get rid of their self-sabotaging behaviors. They have to get rid of their fears, their insecurities, their emotional baggage. They have to get rid of their low self-esteem, their lack of confidence. They have to get through their stubbornness. They've got to let that go. They have to release their pride and their ego and anything or everything else that has held them back from being your partner. Now, I'm not saying that your person has all of these things within them that they need to work through. Maybe there are a few of you out there whose person definitely does. But your person knows that these things need to be gone from their life, and they understand that they definitely need to be gone from this connection with you, because thinking about life without you is something that your person does not want to entertain, and they don't want to envision that. This is why they are working through their stuff. I could never get over losing you. They have thought what life without you, truly being without you, would be like, and it is not a happy place for this person. This is why they are releasing these things that have held them back from being your partner. But their yearning for you is a longing that comes from deep within their soul, and you guys watching the reading, you are probably picking that up from them as well, because it creates this longing in you. And you guys watching the reading, many times we try to focus on other things and we get involved with other hobbies or activities or our jobs or hanging out with friends so that we can fill our lives with stuff so that we don't end up longing or yearning for our person. But yet We can feel them yearning for us. And in that place of them longing and thinking about reaching out to you, you can feel and pick that up from them as well. So if you are feeling this need to reach out to your person, let it sit for the moment, because your person is working through their issues. You don't want to reach out to them before they are on the other side of all of this stuff, because they need to come to you free and clear of these things that have held them back from being able to have a healthy partnership with you. But let's see what else. We'll use some tarot cards now and see what else we need to know. Let's see what else we need to know. What other messages are coming through, please? What do we need to hear? What messages are coming through? This is the Four of Cups. Well, this is about your person being disappointed in themselves, because you have been offering this love to them. Imagine your love being in that cup, that hand that's being offered to them. But your person, through their pride and ego, they didn't want to see it. They wouldn't acknowledge it. They couldn't admit it. And they regret this now, because they are feeling the heavy weight of that guilt and of all of that regret as well. But the Four of Cups tells us your person acknowledges that they didn't make you a priority. And there are so many missed opportunities that they could have spent with you that they didn't, because they were too stubborn. They were too selfish. They were too focused on themselves. And so they just didn't do it. They instead perhaps decided to hang out with friends. Perhaps they decided to hang out with families or do other hobbies or interests that they were involved in, or perhaps still involved in at the time, or at the moment rather. But what this is saying is, as your person returns, because their stubbornness and their ego and their pride and this need to sabotage this relationship is going to be gone, they will make you more of a priority. If you're trying to self-sabotage a connection and you make plans with your person, and then you tell that person like several hours before this date is supposed to occur that you can't go out with them, or you can't go on this date because you've got something else going on, that is self-sabotaging behavior. Because if you truly had something else going on, you wouldn't have made that date with your person to begin with, right? But that is how self-sabotage works. Knowing that by telling you they weren't going to be able to show up after they promised you that they would, that creates a self-sabotaging situation, because they are choosing to do something else after they made a promise to you. And they knew that this was going to create this conflict and discord between the two of you, but also within you, making you feel unstable. And they do all of this in an effort to create chaos, because they do not believe that they are worthy of you or of this love. But all of this is changing. All of this is changing for your person, because they see clearly now. But let's see what else. Let's see what else is coming through, please. What else do we need to hear? Well, this is the Chariot. The Chariot is actually a really good card to get right now, guys, because it is all about your person making progress. It is about them being successful at overcoming these things that they need to work through, that they need to release, that they need to let go of. Their stubbornness, their pride, their ego, their insecurities, fears, and everything else is going to be gone from them as they come back to you. But the Chariot is about movement. It is about your person getting this connection moving and grooving again to the place where the two of you can come into this partnership with each other. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer. So if you or your person have your sun, moon, or rising signs in Cancer, this can be a place of validation. You don't have to be a Cancer for this reading to work for you. These are collective readings. It is more important that we consider the energy of the card as it relates to the other cards that are on the table, and also the meaning of the card itself. Getting moving. Getting out of this place where things have been stuck, out of this place of limbo, out of this place where there has been no communication, where you haven't been able to spend time together, because that is leaving you in a place of limbo. And being in that limbo place, guys, I know it is horrible to be there, but things are shifting and things are changing. But let's see what else we need to hear. Let's see what else we need to know for this reading. What is coming through, please? Well, this is the World, and I just had to cover that really quickly, and I hope I made that happen. So we do have our first sticky of the day. For those of you new to the channel, if there is an image on one of the cards that is questionable in terms of what YouTube finds acceptable, we will cover it with a post-it. And that is why you will see post-its on some of the cards if you see some of the other readings. But Rather than upset YouTube, we just cover it with a post-it and just move on with the reading. So the world, well, your person sees that you mean the world to them. And they have learned and they have gained this understanding during the time you've been away from each other. Because remember, they are definitely feeling their regret and their remorse for letting you go. They are definitely feeling what it's like to not have you in their life. And this is why they're saying, I can't get over losing you. I couldn't deal with it because I'm feeling what that would be like right now and I don't like it. But the world tells us from every ending comes a new beginning. Only this next time around, it will be at a higher vibration. Both of you will be at a higher frequency, and this will naturally give this relationship with your person much greater ability to go the distance. It will give it that stability. It will give it that stamina. It will give it that opportunity to move forward to a long-term partnership with each other. But as well with the world, it's about bringing this relationship to this place where things are happy, where there's fulfillment, where there's hope, where there's joy between the two of you, and where you're happy together, building your lives with each other. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know. Let's see what else we need to know for this reading today, please. What is coming through? This is the Seven of Cups. Well, this is about your person being able to see things at the moment with much greater clarity than they could in the past. Because the Seven of Cups is about clouded thinking, wrong decisions, bad choices, and your person being able to see that they definitely made a lot of bad choices and wrong decisions in the past. But they are gaining that clarity and that truth that they need to be able to make better decisions for the two of you and for themselves moving forward. But this Seven of Cups is also a card of fantasizing. It is a card of daydreaming. It is a card of dreaming at night as well. But yes, fantasizing, and I do mean in that passionate way. Yes, which is all we can say about that, guys. But this Seven of Cups also is about how your person envisions things moving forward with the two of you. It's how they're able to see that they could never get over losing you, because I feel that that would be, for your person, something that would be very depressing for them for the rest of their lives. And they don't want that to happen to themselves, which is why they are able to look within and say, I'm stubborn. I'm full of pride. I have too much ego. I don't admit when I'm wrong. I don't take responsibility for my mistakes. I don't own the problems that I have brought into this relationship because I've been making excuses because I didn't want to grow up. This is about them growing up, but it's also about them dreaming about you at night, meeting up with you in that spiritual place, in that 5D space. And if you are dreaming about your person as well, you guys watching the reading, when you wake up first thing in the morning, make sure you try to write that down or type it into your phone or do something, because you may see some symbols in your dreams or have some sort of message from your person. And it may even be a bit cryptic, which is why I'm suggesting you write it down, because the true meaning of that will come to you a little later on. It may be a few days later, it may be a week later, but you will eventually understand the meaning of that dream and what was being conveyed to you through that message in that dream. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know. What do we need to hear, please? What is happening? This is the Princess of Cups. Okay, guys, so this is the Page of Cups. The deck I'm using today is the Tarot Illuminati, and they do put the pages as princes and princesses. So this is the Page of Cups. Well, your person knows they owe you an apology, and this is all about them apologizing to you because of their emotional immaturity. They know that they were childish in the past. They know that they didn't put forth the effort and energy that's required of them to be able to maintain and sustain this kind of connection. And this is a very strong spiritual counterpart connection that you share with your person. And they weren't doing what was required of them. They weren't doing what was necessary to keep this connection moving forward to the place that it has always been trying to go, which is about partnership for the two of you. But they see that, they get that, they know that they acted childishly. And this is one of the things that they will apologize to you for as well. But also, this Page of Cups, this Princess of Cups, is about a message of love coming from your person. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know. Let's see what other messages are coming through, please. What else do we need to know for this reading today? I turn 2 cards over. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Empress. Well, this Two of Pentacles is all about bringing change into this connection. Your person doing what is necessary to create those changes within themselves and then bringing themselves forward to see if you're going to forgive them, to see if you will accept their apology, to see if you will allow them back into your life. What they're visualizing here. But it's also about them knowing that they need to give back to you more than they ever have, because the Two of Pentacles is about equal give and take, and it is about reciprocity. And you have perhaps given more to your person and they were taking from you, especially with this Empress card being here next to that Two of Pentacles, but we'll get to that in a moment. But as well, I feel with this Two of Pentacles at the moment, what I'm hearing is that your person is on an emotional roller coaster ride right now. They are up and down because they are feeling those waves of emotion come crashing down all over them, because they can understand and they see and they realize the extent of the damage that they have done. And it is eating away at them, and it's a really difficult thing for them to fathom, actually, because they can't believe that they acted the way they did. They can't believe themselves. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. For some of you, I feel they are just downright disgusted with their actions and behaviors. But they are having to face it. They're having to face it head on, because that's the only way that they can work through it. And they want to work through it, and they are working through it. But this Two of Pentacles as well is about this change, this turnaround that is coming. Your person turning around and making their way back to you. Now, this Empress tells us your person sees you as the ideal partner for them. They see you as someone who is very strong, with a lot of courage, someone who's very gracious, someone who has a lot of determination, someone who has a lot of self-confidence as well. They see you as someone who just knows everything. They see that you are very nurturing and that you're very caring, that you have a very strong intuition about you as well. But also with the Empress being here, it tells us that your person desires a long-term partnership with you, because the Empress is all about long-term relationships, usually involving marriage. But also the Empress tells us that your person is very attracted to you, because the Empress is all about beauty, handsomeness, but also sensuality. And your person definitely feeling this sensual connection to you and wanting to regain what was lost. But that again comes back to them fantasizing about you with that Seven of Cups card being here. But the Empress is about your person acknowledging that you are the one for them, and that they have always known that you were the one. They just were afraid that you were going to run away from them. They were insecure. They had fears. And that is what, for some of you, created that self-sabotaging behavior. I am going to have to put a Post-it on this next card before I pull it out, because it's not allowed. But here we go. The Star. The Star. I love that the Star came next to the Empress, because the Star tells us, again, that your person sees you as the one. They see you as the ideal partner, and they have always known this. They've always believed it. They just didn't feel that they were worthy of you. But they are making themselves worthy of you, because the Star is about healing. It is about them addressing their fears, insecurities, their doubts, their lack of confidence, their lack of self-esteem, and everything else that has been a blockage or a hindrance to this relationship, because your person doesn't want to be blocked again. They want to make their way back to you, which is why they are using this time to say, yes, I am stubborn. I'm working on that. My self-sabotage ruined this relationship. I am working on that. I am addressing those things within me that caused me to act out in ways that brought so much chaos and damage into this partnership. And I am letting that go, because the Star is also a card of hope. And it tells us to remain optimistic about the things that we are facing, with what we are going through. And you are facing your own turmoil, your own chaos at the moment, guys, because your person has abandoned this connection, and they're running and they're ghosting and they're MIA, and you don't know what's going on with them. Have hope and have faith in this connection, that they can heal, that they can work through their issues, and they can make their way back to you. The Star is ruled by Aquarius. We also have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a very powerful card because it tells us that your person is going through the spiritual transformation that they need to go through to be able to identify the fact that they're stubborn, that they're selfish, that they're prideful, and everything else that fits within their characteristics that they had when the two of you were together before that were not the most positive characteristics about someone. But the Ace of Wands is also a card of starting over. It is a powerful new beginning that comes with the Ace of Wands. And your person being able to identify and isolate the things within them that have been broken, that have caused them to bring their brokenness and their low vibration behaviors and their toxic and dysfunctional behaviors as well into this relationship, because they are releasing it all, because they want this fresh start with you and they want to have it at a much higher frequency than where it was in the past. The Ace of Wands is about them actually taking action as well, not just thinking about all of this or fantasizing about it or daydreaming or dreaming about it. This is about them actually following through and making something happen, because the Ace of Wands is about the initiation of that fire energy within your person, being reborn by the fire of spirit, by the fire of the universe. Unlike that phoenix that rises from the ashes, this is going to be your person returning to you, returning from the ashes of ruin that they created in this connection when the two of you were together before, because of their self-sabotaging ways, because of their fears and insecurities, because they were stubborn, prideful, and full of ego, or whatever else it was. All of these things are going to be a thing of the past when your person comes back, because they don't like how it made them feel when they realized how badly they hurt you, because they don't want to hurt you like this ever again. And when your person returns, they will come back for good, because they know what it's like to not have you in their life right now. And they could never get over losing you for good. They understand, or they believe, that this is only a temporary separation that the two of you are going through at the moment. And they don't want this to be a permanent ending either, which is why they want to start over. But not only start over, but take this connection to this place of the Four of Wands, which is about the celebration of your partnership. The Four of Wands is about long-term partnership, very much supporting that Empress card. The Four of Wands tells us your person sees a future with you, and it is about the celebration of this union. At first, the Four of Wands is the reconciliation. It can be about reuniting with your person, but then it is ultimately about the celebration of your union, however the two of you choose to do that. It can be the two of you going somewhere for a getaway. It can be the two of you just having a nice dinner somewhere. But as you can see, in this card, and in most of the Four of Wands cards that have pictures on them, that is a couple that is celebrating their marriage. So the Four of Wands has always been for me a card of long-term partnership, but the celebration of that partnership with an engagement party, with a housewarming party, with a homecoming party, if your person is moving back home, or it could be the actual wedding ceremony itself, because the Four of Wands is about long-term commitment. But this does come with a number 4, very much like that Four of Cups that started the reading. And fours are a number for stability and structure. And your person returning to you so much more stable than the person who vanished. So much more secure than the person who ran, with much more stability around them than the person who has been ghosting you. Because your person has been using this time to gain this spiritual growth and spiritual awakening that's happening for them, and to grow up so that they can be accountable and responsible to you and to this relationship, and be able to contribute to keep this balance between the two of you, so you're not doing all the heavy lifting anymore. But let's see what else we need to know, please. The Wall. Obstacles. This card comes with number 56. If anyone resonates with number 56, but that does, 5 plus 6 does equal 11. This card is very interesting because I don't know if you can see, but it's like these stone pillars that are coming up that make the wall, right? But there is a huge hole in the wall. And this is about the obstacles that your person has been trying to work through, trying to blast past. Well, as you can see, there is this hole in the wall and the moonlight is shining through because that is a beautiful full moon. This is telling us that your person is smashing down this wall that is between you, the wall that they put between your heart and theirs. That wall is going to be gone because they are working through their issues. They are releasing these things and they are smashing that wall down so that they can open their heart as they make their way back to you, because this is about your person letting go and believing in what they feel in their heart, and no longer trying to sabotage this relationship, and no longer wanting to be stubborn, no longer wanting to create problems, no longer wanting to do the things that they've done in the past, and bringing so much drama into this connection with the two of you. All of that is going to be gone as your person comes back, because getting rid of these obstacles, getting rid of all of the things that have ever held them back, all of those walls, all of that stuff that has kept them tied to a past that is no longer serving them and is definitely not part of their life anymore. All of those things are going to be gone because your person, when they return, they're going to be humbled. We talk about that in the very beginning. And they are going to do what is required of them to win you back. They just hope that you have enough grace and love within you to forgive them and allow them this opportunity to begin again with them, or allow them to begin again with you, because ultimately they see this Four of Wands for the two of you, which is about this long-term partnership. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know, please. What else do we need to hear? Perfect Storm. I love this card. I think it's so cool because I think that's a raven, although it might be a crow. I am not sure. I think you can tell by the beak, but maybe somebody knows. If you know, please drop a comment about this Perfect Storm card. I think the bottom line is it doesn't really matter what the card is, because, or what the bird is rather, because it's got peacock feathers all over it anyway. So it's some sort of mystical or mythical bird. The courage to step into life. Well, after your person knocks down all of these walls that are between you and their heart, they're definitely going to be stepping into life and back to life with you. About this perfect storm, your person has been zapped awake, kind of like this lightning that is hitting this bird's heart, zapping that heart awake and getting them to sit up, take notice, and do something to make their way back towards you. But this is what your person is doing, and they are feeling that storm right now churning within them. And that storm is their emotions, crashing on the waves, feeling the emotion of what it's like to not have you in their life. And that is that emotional roller coaster that I talked about earlier when we were talking about that Two of Pentacles, that Two of Coins. Your person feeling that up and down and up and down, because they're up when they think that they still have a chance to be with you. But then they go crashing down into those depths of despair when they think that they have perhaps completely blown it with you. But these are the waves of emotion that your person is having to ride right now, because they've got to figure themselves out. But I do feel your person has had a serious wake-up call here, because that is what this Perfect Storm card is about. That is a major wake-up call. Now they just have to get the courage to step into life, to reach out and communicate with you and extend an olive branch and ask you if you are willing to forgive them, because an offer of love, a message of love is coming from your person, and they want to start talking to you and spending time with you. But they are successfully overcoming all of these obstacles and all of these challenges that have held them back, because they want to make their way back to you. And this is something they're doing because they want to, and the universe is encouraging them along this path as well. Let it go. This card comes with number 24, and it's been quite a time since this card has shown up. This card has a heart that's made out of greenery, and these two birds are holding one end of each string of this bow that's in the middle of this heart. And what this symbolizes is very much like that wall, how your person's heart has been confined, how it's been restricted. I'm just seeing something very interesting, guys. Your person building a wall around their heart, your person's heart being very constricted because they were caging it up and they were keeping it safe from being hurt. But then this lightning bolt zaps this perfect storm card, and poosh, the raven's heart is ignited and filled with this love that they can't keep within them any longer. That is just an interesting observation that I just made that came from Spirit. So we're going with that. That was channeled in from the people upstairs, from the universe. But let it go. This is about your person letting go their need to control what is happening. It is about them letting go their self-sabotaging behavior. It is about them letting go of their stubbornness. It is about them releasing their pride and their ego. It is about them releasing anything and everything that has ever held them back from this relationship with you, is what this let it go is. This is not about them letting you go. This is about these two birds pulling on that each end of that string so that that heart can be free to love, so that that heart can be free to receive love, so that this heart is no longer finding the need to sabotage love when it comes into their life. And this is your person, letting go of their need to control their emotions, letting go of things that have held them back so that they can be fully present in this relationship with you, because this is their heart's desire. They just had to see things and understand things from a very different perspective than where they were. But they have had a definite wake-up call here, and the universe has come along, definitely waking them up, shaking them awake as well. But remember, we have this Chariot that is about getting things unstuck, as is this Ace of Wands. We do have communication from your person coming. And also it says that with that Chariot, it is about getting this relationship on track and getting it moving to the place where the two of you can come into this happy, harmonious partnership with each other that comes with that Four of Wands. But with that World as well, it is all the World card rather. It is all about beginning again. It's about starting over, but in a much better space for each of you, because your person will be on the other side of their pride and of their ego, their fears, their insecurities, and their self-sabotaging ways, because they have been humbled by this experience of what it feels like to not have you in their life, which is why they could never get over losing you for good. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know. Let's see what other messages are coming through, please. Suffering in silence. Well, this is about unspoken desires, real feelings, and broken dreams. I really feel your person is suffering in silence at the moment. They are taking on this heavy weight of what it feels like to not have you in their life. And this is not something that they are enjoying. This is not something that they like. But this is what they need to feel, experience, and go through at the moment, because this is giving them this powerful insight that they need, as well as the lessons, teacher, these painful lessons or teachers that your person is experiencing as well. It is giving them the insight that they need to be able to put the finishing touches on their healing journey, to close off this stuff once and for all and get rid of it so that they can make their way back to you, to express their real feelings of love for you, because they are living in this place at the moment of broken dreams. But they have no one to blame but themselves, and this is what they realize. But also this suffering in silence is going to come to an end as well, because your person is going to take action and follow through to reach out to you. Isolation. Well, this is about being rejected, but it's also about being self-inflicted. And your person has gone into this place of self-imposed isolation. That is where they are right now. That poor teddy bear needs someone to love. But your person is the one that rejected this connection, but they understand as well that when they rejected this love and when they rejected this connection, that they rejected themselves. But as well, this is what they have had to go through. This is part of the process. This is part of the life lessons that your person signed up for with this soul contract the two of you share. They could have chosen to do it so much easier than what they did, but they didn't for whatever reason. Well, I do understand what reason, because they were stubborn. When you're stubborn, the universe is not going to give you a get out of life lesson pass. You're going to have to still go through those life lessons and experiences, whether you're stubborn or not, because that life lesson is to release that stubbornness and get rid of it once and for all. But this is what your person is doing. But at the moment, I do feel that your person is going through some heartache and heartbreak. But again, these are powerful teachers for your person. But let's see what else. Longing. Well, definitely longing, because they're yearning for you, missing you. Let's talk soon and reunion. This is your person longing for you. I could not get over losing you. I'm yearning for you. I'm thinking about you. I'm fantasizing about you. I'm dreaming about you, because I want this partnership with you, and I want a future with you. But I see what I've had to work through and let go of during the time we've been apart. But I miss you so very much. I don't want to have my life without you, because I've experienced what that's like, and I don't want to keep going through that. That is not a happy experience for me, which is why I want to talk. It's why I want to put all of our cards out on the table. It's why I want to see if we can have a new beginning, if we can have a fresh start with each other. Because I can see and understand where I failed you. I see where I let you down. I see where I made all of the mistakes that I made. And I don't want to make those same mistakes ever again. Because when I return to you, I am going to come back with no pride, with no ego, just my humility. And I'm going to be humbled, because you have loved me with your unconditional love and your patience through all of these things that I did to you while we were together, but also through all of this time where I have been running from you and ghosting you and ignoring you. And I am going to make all of this up to you, because you have shown me the light. You have pointed me into the direction that I've needed to go for a very long time, and I couldn't see it before, and I wouldn't have seen it if I hadn't met you. But you were powerful enough and strong enough to show me where I needed to fix myself. And I have so much gratitude and appreciation for you right now for allowing me to see that, because all of these behaviors have not only been negatively impacting our relationship, but other areas of my life as well. And I want to get to that place where I'm happy, where I'm successful, and where I feel that I am living my life for my truth, and by being my authentic self. And I am going to show back up for you, because I am letting all of these things go. But I'm also letting go the need to control my emotions, because I want to open my heart to you and to this connection, so that we can move forward to a beautiful partnership together. But let's see what else. Epiphany. This is about self-reflection, answered questions, and untapped talents. Well, I do feel that your person has had an epiphany. Is it just me, or does it look like her earring is a giant piece of cheese? I'm sorry, guys, I couldn't help myself with that, but I know it's some sort of reflection thing, but it just kind of like hit me as really funny. So your person has been doing some self-reflection here, and that is very evident, especially with that Ace of Wands and that Two of Pentacles as well, because change is happening for them. And in this self-reflection, this is where they were able to identify those things within them that needed the work. Their pride, their ego, their stubbornness, their self-sabotaging behaviors and ways. That takes self-reflection to be able to identify those things. And that is a good thing, because if they are doing this self-reflection and they are doing this inner work and they are digging deep and addressing those things that are deep within them, doing some shadow work perhaps as well, they are going to be able to come out of the other side of that a transformed person. A person who's not going to be fearful or afraid, a person who's not going to have pride or ego, just the person who can love you unconditionally, the way that you have always loved them, who will give you love and support and encouragement, who will be compassionate with you, who will be generous with their love and affection, and someone who will meet you halfway so the two of you can build this partnership together This is your reading for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you so very much. Blessings of peace, love, and light to all of you. Have a great day, everyone.